want to... Wait a minute, 1 second. Spit out the gum. It's rude to talk to you guys while I have gum in my mouth. Okay, so I legitimately want to know if there's anyone else that has experienced this. Okay, so we all know, everyone says to be productive, to do well, you should wake up in the morning and get like all your work done. So, 4 a.m. in the morning, you better be waking up, you better be doing your work. Supposedly. But every time I seem to wake up early, and I say early, like, let's preface this, like 7 a.m., that's early for me. Just accept it. I don't like waking up. Anyway, every time I wake up at like 7 a.m., I wake up and I'm like, cool, I'm awake. Wait a minute, what am I supposed to do? And the funny thing is that I know there's homework I could be doing. I know there's assignments I could be doing. Like, there's stuff I could be doing. But waking up at 7 a.m., I guess like my ability to remember those things or to want to do those things or to prioritize, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. Like I can't come up with, like if I wake up at 7 a.m., I can't go, you know what? I have homework for math that I need to finish. And then I need to get half a chapter of, you know, Introduction to Religion done. Okay, because like either I've done the homework the night before, and so I can't legitimately remember what specific things I need to do or what would be helpful to get ahead because it's 7 a.m. and I can't remember. It's just stupid. I'm not very good at doing stuff early in the morning. Whereas if I stay up to like 12 o'clock at night, I can get some good work done. I don't know, that's the way I do it. So I want to ask those of you who are like, waking up early in the morning is such an extremely important part of your day. Why does it not work for me? Anyway guys, hey, how are you doing? Today's Tuesday, so we have math. Okay, I'm gonna try to get out of the wind because the wind is... I have math class this morning. I have some of homework. Basically what I want to get done homework today wise is I really want to get the next chapter of my personal training certification done, and then we're heading to the gym this evening. Check it out. Today I'm going to try a low bar squat. Hang out with me during that. Stick around. Also, I would love to hear your comments. If you have tips, if you have criticisms, anything to do with low bar squats or squatting in general, leave them down in the comments below and let someone else know about this. Yeah.
Crazy mother.
It looks like we're exploring the campus more. So like I said, this semester is the first time I've ever been on this campus. And am I the only one that has the habit of when you like go to college, do something, and so you have school classes in like one particular building, or you have, you know, different activities in like one part of the campus. And then you literally form the routine of you drive to campus, you park, you go to your building, you do your thing, and you leave, and you have no freaking clue what's around. Like literally 25 feet away from you is another building, and yet you have no clue what that building looks like because it's not part of your routine. I like to break that. I don't know why. I like to just make sure that I completely have all my bases covered. So we are now crossing the bridge to the other side of the campus. More like a maze than anything else. Anyway, it's really pretty over here, so now I need to chill, get some reading done, want to get my personal training. Really, I'm like trying to knock out a bunch of sections of my personal training certification reading done this week. So like as opposed to doing 1 unit per week, I have set the goal to like, we're gonna get 2. I don't know why. Awesome, now we have several hours late. We have several hours. SpongeBob, you explain it.
1 eternity later.
We have several hours later than when you saw me last, and what we're gonna do now is go to the gym, where I'm gonna go as Primal Fitness. It's an outdoor functional training facility where I know there's gonna be a lot less people, and I will have the time, I will have the attention and the equipment to really work my low bar squat. I really think low bar squat is the place where I need to switch and I need to work and develop my time and efforts to, because of just my biomechanics, dealing with several different sessions where I've had extreme pain or just things weren't right. I'm pretty sure low bar is where we need to work. So today is my first time trying low bar squatting. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna take you guys through it. I'm sure there will be more to come on this in the future as I continue to develop, or I go back to high bar and I really fix that issue. Either way, let's go ahead and get to this. What's up? So I'm back with another voiceover, and actually very specifically planned this video and this workout with a voiceover in mind because, like the title of the video says, this is my very first time actually taking on low bar squats. So I was honestly a little bit excited for this, but more than anything, I was very kind of worried, daunted, if that's the right way to say it, just because I know there's a lot of technique involved in a low bar squat. But it definitely seems like something that was more appropriate for my body type. I chose to try a low bar squat because I tentatively have a shorter torso and longer limbs. But here you guys kind of see me doing my warm-up. You guys have seen a couple of these things before. Honestly, on this workout, I was so tight. My hip flexors refused to loosen up until like near to the end of the workout. Also, kind of getting the glutes activated, everything like that. You guys know how important all that is, so I'm not going to explain any more of it. Finally, we get into a little bit of the low bar squats. So I immediately can point out some of the things that were good and then the things that were really, really bad. Okay, so look at what I'm doing there right now. For starters, when I start the path off, I'm already at a very vulnerable position with my back. Now, one of the things I was focusing on a lot in this particular workout was try to use the placement of my hips in my very lower back, like my lumbar spine, direct my squat with my lumbar spine. Basically meaning when I go down, it's being directed to go downward with my lower back. When I'm going up, it's being directed with my lower back. But what happened was I lost concentration in my upper back, and consequently, you see I'm leaning over. It's almost like a good morning squat, which I have no reason to be doing that. It's not like I don't have the physical strength to do it, nor do my biomechanics demand that I need to do that. So my warm-ups are continuing to rise. Like the tempo and the overall form was decent. Some of the things that were going well was that I didn't feel any pain in my hips. That was awesome. Also, I was trying to make sure that I didn't go too far past depth or too far past parallel. I know that seems super counterintuitive because that's like the almighty of squats. Like if you can get down ass to grass, that's like the perfect squat, right? No. The position of your butt in approximation of the ground is not what determines a good squat. A good squat is determined more than anything by the way your spine and your hips flow. So those are the things I tried to focus on. I didn't do my best, but here we go finally into my very first working set. So I left this footage completely sped up, unedited. All right, so I threw on the belt for both of these two things just because I wanted to be able to activate my core. I wanted to feel what that was like. And I was doing decent with my actual squats. One of the things I had to do was pull my thumbs back over the bars. So like I didn't actually get like a normal grip. I had a thumbless grip basically. And I was trying to pull the bar down onto my lateral delts, which was working kind of okay, but every time I concentrated on one thing, I lost a little bit of concentration on another. So you see me getting down into these, obviously my left knee is continuing to cave. I actually noticed going back and watching this footage, that issue, realizing that it had a lot to do with where my feet were being placed. I was obviously way too far out, and so I scooted them in for this one. I also dropped the belt because I realized I didn't need it, and these reps, they're okay. The reason, okay, so summarizing up the major issue right here is that I'm concentrating all my effort on like my upper back and my butt as opposed to focusing the effort on my core. You see here, I'm already kind of like bent over. Therefore, I'm not breaking with my hips and my knees at the same time. More so than anything, I'm not leading with the glutes. The almighty, like the perfect way to do squats, this really is the secret, is to lead with your glutes. Your glutes demand the exercise. They demand the focus. If you can properly and proportionately use your glutes in the movement, then you will be successful because you will have your hips and your knees break at the exact same time. If you spread your knees out, then everything will come in together, and then you just brace your abs and everything's good. Okay guys, this set here is my last working set. Obviously you can see I'm shirtless, and I really mean this. Like, I don't know if you want to believe me. This is not a vain thing. I decided to lose the shirt for the obvious reason of
I wanted to be able to get the best visual perception of what my spine looks like in the footage. When I went back and watched it, I wanted to be able to see what is my back doing. Now, obviously, the plates are kind of getting in the way here, but overall, like, this is what's going on with my squat. For my very first time low bar squatting, I feel like it was okay. One of the things I've majorly got to do is pull my upper back up. Pull the bar into my back and put my back up. And guys, see what I did right here? I felt that my form was going off. The bar was coming too far down my back. And so what I decided to do, I was like, you know what? We're going to re-rack it and then get my last rep after that with good form. I could have done a really sloppy, really crappy rep, but that would have been no good. Like, I wouldn't have received gains from that. I wouldn't have done the motor pattern correctly. There was no reason in getting that last rep. So I re-racked it, got this rep here, which was pretty decent, and then finally racked it up. And because I know that my core and my upper back and even my spinal flexion is just not as strong as it needs to be, I went into doing landmine squats, but then unfortunately this kind of happened.
Alright guys, I'm sorry. My camera literally was on the verge of death as I was doing the session, so I didn't really get any of the extra exercises after I was done with the squats. As you guys saw, I just dropped my water bottle. So as you guys saw, I did the squats. There's a lot, and I mean, like, there is so much to improve on with those low bar squats. There's a ton of technique work I want to do. The upside was that there was little to no hip pain at all. It felt really good that way. It's just that my upper back, my core, and my eye placement really needs to be worked on. Other than that, I didn't have a leg press, so I decided to do landmine squats because I knew that would also work my upper back, my core, and my quads. That was super cool. The stiff-legged deadlifts, yeah, they were stiff-legged deadlifts. I mean, my hammies felt it. That was pretty much the goal there. And then I did unilateral dumbbell hip thrusts. Basically, I did like a barbell hip thrust, but without a barbell. I did it with a dumbbell, and I did it unilaterally legged. It was really good. Anyway, I'm pretty tired. Ready to get home now.